Welcome to Late Night Vibes with Anil Sohani on NTV Houston. Thank y'all so much for joining us. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us, and we appreciate that. That's right. It's been so long. I'd say it's been about a week, actually, to be exact, since we had our last show. In that last week, ladies and gentlemen, I do want to point out that I am officially taken. That's right. Last weekend was one of the most largest events of my life, and so fortunate to have my lovely girlfriend become my fiance, and then my fiance become my wife. So I'm happily married. So thank you for everyone who partook and showed support on Instagram and Facebook and LinkedIn and everywhere. So truly appreciate it. And if you haven't already, check me out at the Anil Sohani. And while you're there, search Late Night Vibes. And also, NTV Houston. So, of course, stay following with yours truly, Anil Sohani, on all three of these platformed locations. I don't know what else to say. My profile, excuse me. A lot of stuff to cover. Really, really happy. Very, very excited. So, very, 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 very. 8 varies for our very special guest for episode 8. He's a UT alumni and Houston's very own, and he's a JD Law graduate as well, as Associate Counsel for the Houston Texans. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have Mr. Sunil Jamal join us in just a little bit. Get ready, get pumped for that. We'll pick his brain about the Texans and plans for the future and beyond. So it should be a fun episode with him in mind, so sit tight. He is a lawyer again, so I figured why not? Let's get some interesting law, items out of the way as well. Some of the most funny, I think, laws I've ever seen happen in Texas or go through and be confirmed as laws in the state of Texas are as follows. Let me go ahead and start that right now. 3, 2, 1. Texas laws. There we go. That's right. A bunch of explosions, and you'll see what I mean with the editors. Thank you so much. Let's see. Law number 1, and this one specifically is for the city of Houston. I didn't even know Houston had its own laws separate from Texas. And here we go. It is illegal to sell Limburger cheese on Sunday. That's right. You're like, what does that mean? Limburger is a cheese, and you cannot sell it on Sunday. So tell your cheesy friends, cheesy neighbors, no Limburger type of cheese on the weekends, on Sundays especially, being sold. I don't know. It's a weird one. I don't have a joke for it. I literally just thought it was the most weirdest law I'd ever seen. So, I don't know. Selling a certain cheese particular to the city. I don't know. But for the state of Texas, there's quite a few laws, and you're probably like, what do you mean? How can a law be weird? Well, let's start off with, in Texas, an anti-crime law requires criminals to give their victims 24 hours notice. I said exactly what I said. Again, an anti-crime law requires criminals to give their victims 24-hour notice. So the next time you're about to rob a bank, just give them a call a day before, so you don't get in trouble for not letting them know that you're going to get in trouble by stealing their money. I don't know. You cannot shoot a buffalo from the second story of a hotel. So if you're on the second story, try to see if you can call room service and be like, hey, I can't shoot from here. It's illegal. Can you give me the third story, please? And so transfer yourself to the third story before you shoot that buffalo. Also, it is illegal to dust any public building with a feather duster. That's right. You're probably wondering, what does that even mean? Simple. Get yourself like a little Hoover or something, one of the little things that sucks up all of that. Like a dust sucker, not a duster with feathers on it. Or you will go to jail. You don't want to go to jail for dusting a statue of Stephen F. Austin or something. Or Sam Houston, and get in trouble for it because it's made out of feathers. So be smart and get yourself a little Hoover or dust sucker. I'm not getting paid by Hoover, but if Hoover wants to pay me, pay me. Let's see. The entire Encyclopedia Britannica is banned in Texas. And you're wondering why? Well, simple. Because it contains a formula for making beer at home. That's right. Texans who prefer drinking libations such as alcohol beverages, such as beer, can make their own beer via the Encyclopedia Britannica, and Texas won't allow it. It's illegal. So be careful when you're opening up a Britannica in front of the HPD office or any offices, police department in the state of Texas, because they will cuff you and that'll be that. Let's see. You can also not milk a stranger's cow. You cannot milk a stranger's cow. I can't make this up because in Texas, back in the day, everyone had a cow or two or a farm, but nowadays it's very very scarce, I guess, from area to area. And so if you have a cow, milk your cow. But if you don't go off and milking random strangers' cows. That's like really weird. That's like next level weird. That's like, I don't know. There's not even like a way to describe how weird that is. That's just next level. So just be smart about it. Milk your own cows, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. Wire cutters cannot be carried in your pocket. This is a strange law. I don't know who made this up and what was the reasoning behind it, but just don't do it because, and if you do it and you do get arrested, you can always put a hashtag LNVNTVH and I'll find you and I'll bring you on the show and ask you how your experience was for getting arrested for having wire cutters in your pocket. That'll be an interesting TV show episode as well. So finally, it is illegal to sell one's eye. You cannot sell your eye in Texas. It's illegal. So put it back, you crazy pirates. That's right, pirates have single eyes. And anyways, a peg leg and a hook on an arm. I'm talking way too much into Peter Pan pirate territory, so disregard. Either way, you can't sell one's eye, so don't try to do it. And yeah, sit tight. We're going to have a very, very special, that's two varies. That's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 to come of varies in the next segment with our very special guest, Sunil Jamal, the Associate Counsel for the Houston Texans. Sit tight. We'll talk law, we'll talk Texans, and we'll talk life on Late Night Vibes with Anil Sohani. We'll be back.
Amazing things for you.
59 और वेस्ट बेलफोर्ड पर है नुक्कड़ ढाबा, जहां के मशहूर जमाना बॉम्बे तंदूरी चिकन, पहाड़ी बोटी, चिकन चटपटा और बटर चिकन तो आप जानते ही होंगे। अगर आप बॉम्बे चाइनीज खाना पसंद करते हैं तो जरूर उनके चिकन लॉलीपॉप और चिकन चिली ट्राई करिएगा। और एनटीवी ह्यूस्टन का नाम लेने पर स्पेशल है $99 में कॉन्सूल। सुबह 8 से लेकर रात के 2 बजे तक नुक्कड़ ढाबा आपकी खिदमत के लिए खुला होता है। For takeout and other inquiries, call 281-575-1178 at the corner of West Belfort and 59. Nukkad Dhaba.
During the season's best sales event, Ron Carter Cadillac delivers 0% APR for 72 months plus $2,500 bonus cash on all 2020 XT4, XT5, and XT6. Or drive 2020 XT4 Luxury Collection only $299 a month. 2020 XT5 Premium Luxury Collection just $369 a month. And first ever 2020 XT6 Premium Luxury Collection just $399 a month. All for 39-month lease with just $1 down. RonCarterCadillac.com.
When it comes to protecting yourself and your partners, all the information out there can be overwhelming. Visit our website. We are a free and confidential service, striving to help you stay informed and stay notified. We are committed to a healthy Houston.
Welcome back to Late Night Vibes with Anil Sohani on NTV Houston. Thank y'all so much for joining us. This is the very special episode guest. That's 8 varies for episode 8. Ladies and gentlemen, a UT alumni with his JD Law degree, coming into Houston, his hometown, as a associate counsel for the Houston Texans. None other than Mr. Sunil Jamal. Come on down.
Well, thanks for having me. I'm very excited.
Thank you so much for coming through, bro. I appreciate you taking the time out of your crazy holiday schedule.
No, yeah, I'm very excited to be here. Excited to talk to you again after a long time.
Right? It's been so long. I moved from Arizona back to Texas about 10 years ago, but in that process, you're going through schooling and you went to UT and, you pursued your dream. Am I right with law?
Yeah, that was my dream. That became my dream. We lost you in Dallas for a couple of years. I'm glad you made it back.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, no, it became my dream over time. Obviously, my dream when I was 10 was becoming a basketball player,
Really?
as everybody else growing up. And then, it changed over time. I watched Entourage, and I wanted to become a sports agent.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And then I'm glad I got into sports and just blessed to be a part of the organization.
Did you ever get into Ballers? Because that was another one with The Rock, and he's a sports agent as well.
I didn't get into Ballers. My friends told me to watch it. I did not get a chance to watch that, though.
Oh, wow. Yeah, no, you got to check it out. You might want to. It's perfect because you literally are in the game with NFL and Houston, Texans.
Yeah.
This is a big deal. So, has it been, like just to start off the conversation, as a law student, when you're in schooling and the rigorous hours, I got a younger cousin, Ali Sohani, who's doing it as well. So shout out to my dear cousin brother, Ali Sohani, out there in Baylor. So doing his thing. But I see him doing all this crazy rigorous studying, and last weekend I got married and he was able to come right after one of his exams and he was just like, he looks so different, let's just say from the beginning of the semester to now.
Yeah.
So I wonder, was it like something in your mind that when you graduate you want to work for the Texans, or what was going through your head during that process? Like, was football in any way associated with your,
Yeah,
mindset?
I mean, I would be lying if I told you that sports wasn't in my mind. It's been such a big aspect of my entire life. I mean, my parents put up with me and my sports obsession for numerous years, and then my wife has now been putting up with it for a couple years.
Oh, congratulations on getting married, by the way.
Thank you. Hey, congratulations to you getting married.
Thank you.
And so it's been a part of my life. It's always been in the back of my mind. I started off coming out of law school. I went into a big law firm in Houston and did oil and gas law for a while. And it was different. It's just what you would think from working at a big law firm or oil and gas, working for the big companies, but I always wanted to go back to sports. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of opportunities in Houston like there would be in LA and New York, but I was blessed to find this one opportunity that came up with my hometown team. I just started in September, so it hasn't been the best season, but we're looking for the future and we're optimistic.
Definitely. Yeah. So does that mean that you get to, are you in the faces of any of the players of any sort, or any kind of meeting with any of the big wigs? You know what I'm saying?
Unfortunately, because of COVID, everything is separated. We're separated from football operations and business operations, so I fall in the business operations side. So it hasn't been a lot of intermingling with players and coaching and staff. I've heard that before COVID that would happen a lot, and I'm hopeful that by next season, by next September, we're back to a semi-normal or whatever normal would be.
Right, definitely. So does that mean that even now, like since you started, I know you didn't get a chance to really meet and greet as much, but as far as tickets, are you my ticket plug for the Houston Texans now?
I wish I had the pull to be a ticket plug. I'm blessed enough to just go myself, but if you ever need tickets, I have tickets for you.
All right.
Yeah,
hey, look at that. Hey, this just happened live on it. So now you can't go back because we got viewers. We got 3 cameras.
I'm on camera. I can't go back.
Wonderful. So as you saw in the previous episodes with like Wasim and Zainab and beyond, I like to have a little fun, not just with the normal conversational, questions.
Of course.
But I like to play a little Would You Rather as well. So I don't know whether they're gonna put like a Would You Rather screen taking over or something and zoom in, zoom out. You know what to do, editors. You're amazing. Let's see. All right, I got a Would You Rather question for you. Ready? And this is because, of course, we're in Texas, and I just came back from New York during the post-Thanksgiving weekend. So this came to mind when I thought about it. And I'm like, why not ask someone who actually is of the Texan breed, right? So would you rather have a Texas accent and live in New York, or have a New York accent and live in Texas? Forget about it.
This one's easy. I would rather have a New York accent and live in Texas.
I didn't see that coming, but I kind of did. I got it. Okay.
Because you can never go back from living in Texas. And anybody that's lived here, born and raised, they'll know. Once you're in Texas, you can go visit places, and yeah, they're fine for a week, 2 weeks, a month, maybe 3 months, but you always have to come back home.
Yeah. Wow. Look at that. Standing ovation from everybody that's invisible in this room. I agree. I concur. But how funny would it be, though? Think about it. Like, and it wouldn't work out the other way around anyway, right? So at least in Texas, we have Southern hospitality. We've got the Southern draw. Everyone's friendly as can be. Whereas in New York, imagine, being a Texan in New York, like, I reckon. And they're like, what's this guy talking about?
Yeah.
Hey, who's he talking about? What are you talking about, guy? Forget about it. Look at this guy. So they would just be so confused and offended at the same time. And no disrespect to New Yorkers. Not all New Yorkers sound like that, but the funny ones do. And you know who you are. So, yeah, so I'm glad that you chose that.
Yeah, we're a welcoming breed, is what we
Yes.
say. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we welcome everybody. We're diverse, especially in Houston. So New York accents, British accents. I mean, I would love to have a British accent if I had to choose an accent.
Right.
But definitely living in Texas.
And you melting, pot vibe that you just described right now, I wholeheartely agree, because yesterday, or this whole week, post-wedding stuff, you kind of come back to reality, and oh, there goes gravity, and there goes, so we had to go back to being living normal, and now as a living happily couple and such. Had to get like all the bank accounts and the lockers and all that, and every bank I went to, literally 4 to 5 different languages being spoken, and I'm like, all right, this is what it's all about. That's what's up. That's what's up.
He won't tell you, but he just got married on Saturday.
Yeah, yeah. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry, it's over. It's over. It's game over. How long have you been married now?
About 2 years now. A little over 2 years.
Oh, congratulations! What's up? So how has life changed in your eyes, aside from waking up to the same person every day? But like aside from that, how has it changed in your overall existence? Like, how do you? Are you feeling a little? Don't worry, we don't have to show this to your wife or anything.
Oh, no.
We can cut this out if you want.
It's amazing. It's great. My wife, Anisha, she has put up with all of my vices, and we've got to know each other even more. Every day is just different. It's the same, but it's different, if that makes sense. And
Right.
I'm sure you'll get through that as well. But it's a lot of fun, and it's always exciting to see what's going to happen in the future. So it's always an exciting time.
I feel you on that. Yeah, I concur. On the drive over here, I'm rushing to get to the studio. That's why I was a little late. I'm like, all right, life is crazy today. And she made me, I don't want to say breakfast because it's late night, right? So she made me dinner out to go.
Oh.
And so I took the dinner and I had it in my car, and I'm like scarfing away at a signal light, and people are looking at me like, who is this deranged wildebeest? Bearded man here just scarfing. But yeah, every day's been different since we got done with that. So I agree. It's been an adventure. But let's see. So, and I got to ask now, is it true that when you're a lawyer, all you prefer to watch now is pretty much all like lawyer shows, like Law and Order, Suits, things of that nature, like things that have to do with the court system.
Yeah.
And you're like judging it like, that's not how it goes. That's so wrong. Or, is it like that, or what is it like?
I'll tell you what, it's absolutely not like that.
No?
No, I hate watching lawyer shows. It's funny, I used to watch Suits when I was in, I guess, undergrad or whenever it was coming on.
Sure.
I loved that show. It was just like Mad Men. You either watched Harvey Specter or you watched Don Draper.
Sure.
I was a Suits guy. My wife got me into Mad Men just like the last month and 2 months we've been binging on it. But Suits was a anomaly, but all the other ones I never got into. I remember watching one time the season or a series premiere of How to Get Away with Murder.
Oh, that's a good one too.
And I watched the first episode and I could not watch anymore because I was just like, this is not law school. This is not what's going on. That's wrong.
You're telling me none of your professors were murderers at all? Like no one taught you how to get away with murder?
They didn't. I can't believe they didn't.
I figured.
But no, it's not like that. The one I do like to watch is like Judge Judy. Sometimes, like you're just flipping channels and you'll see her and you'll see the random fact pattern that's happening between the couple or the estranged brothers.
Yeah.
And you're just like, man, that's wild. Can't believe that's happening.
Judge Judy was like the first one, I think, one of the first judges to bring everybody into the courtroom and see what's going on. She was like the Springer. She was like the Jerry Springer. She's the one who kind of started it. And after that, Judge Mathis and Judge yada, 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 yada. All these judges popped up and I'm like, now it's too much. Like, what's happening? I don't really want to be anywhere near her.
You want to know a fun fact about Judge Judy? She's one of the top 3 or 5 paid people on TV.
Really?
Incredible.
I'm not surprised because, since her.
She's always on.
Yeah, exactly. She's like the Kardashians of the court system because after the Kardashians and their reality TV life kind of blew up, everybody wants to become like that, right? It's the same thing with the judges, I bet.
Yeah.
So I can't.
That's a great comparison, yeah.
I got another Would You Rather. Get ready for this one. Would you rather live one life that lasts 1,000 years or live 10 lives that last about 100 years each? So you got the same 1,000 years going. on this planet.
Yeah.
But you got an option of a sage old man such as Santa here with his long beard of wisdom.
Yeah.
He's probably 2,000, 3,000 years old. How old are you? No comment? All right, he doesn't want to talk about his age. But 1,000 years as a man on this planet, or 10 different lives in 10 different lifetimes, 100 years each.
I would choose to live 10 lives, 100 years each.
Okay.
A couple of reasons. One, I feel like I would benefit from the wisdom I got from my first life, add it on to my second life, get the first two, add it on to my third, and exponentially get to become a better human being over time. Also, you get to hit the reset button. Everybody needs a reset button, right? And so I'm sure everybody's made mistakes and has regrets, and you just get to press the reset button and start all over in 100 years.
Wow, I didn't think of it that way. I was thinking I'll probably be like Santa over here. I can eat all I want. If I know I got a 1,000-year contract of life, like, forget about it. You see me in every country. I'll like, for first 10 years, I'll live in Spain. Next 10 years in Portugal. I just go, all the way around the country or so, and then just live there. That's interesting, though. I think that's a really sage. I feel like, do you think marriage kind of gives us this extra sage wisdom that we're using these days?
No, well, that's why I chose the reset button.
Oh my God, she's gonna either take out really funny or she's gonna be really angry when she gets home.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
We'll see what happens. I'll text you.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. All right, so off the air, by the way, off the air, I like to ask each and every one of our amazing guests a little bit about their, what makes them tick. What are the life components that compose, for example, Sunil Jamal here. And the 5 things he pointed out were family, friends, passion, sports, growth, and Houston. Houston, I didn't see coming, by the way. I was like, okay, this is interesting. But let's just start off from the beginning. What do you do to engage with family and friends these days? Because again, COVID has just really changed everything. I know we're not wearing masks, but we got a good 6 feet distance. And if you're thinking that we don't, then you need to get a larger television. Is what you need to do when you're watching this right now.
Yeah, no, it's been difficult just like everybody else. It's I get to see my parents less. I get to see my sister less, my niece less, my nephew, stuff like that. But it kind of makes any time you get to see them more valuable, I think. Also, I mean, with where we are right now, Zoom and FaceTime. I mean, like say I used to call my parents like once a day or twice a day or whatever it was. Now it includes a FaceTime or a video chat, where it used to not do that. And so you have to take the positive out of things, and there are positives from what's happened. Unfortunately, we're all in this together, and it's not affecting one person more than the other. So it's been difficult, but hopefully we're almost toward the tail end, and we can go back to a semi-normal.
Yeah, man. Fingers crossed, for real. Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Every time I do this, by the way, I don't know if the camera gets it, and then I feel like as soon as it gets it, it's me putting my fingers down. So I feel like they just caught this, and I just flicked off the camera.
Yeah,
or something. But okay, yeah, no, I agree. I never thought about that way. By the way, how you described how now you see each other less often, but when you see it, it's more quality over
For
quantity,
sure.
right?
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. That's an interesting way to look at it, and I think I wholeheartedly agree on that as well. Another would you rather question as well. Would you rather publish your diary, or I don't know if you had a diary or a journal, I don't know, dear journal kind of person I was growing up. Would you rather publish your journal or make a movie on your most embarrassing moment?
Oh, that's tough. I would rather publish my journal.
Really?
Only because I can't think of my most embarrassing moment right now.
What? Does that mean you have way too many embarrassing moments?
I think I have way too many. I think any of my friends or family members will tell you that I have way too many embarrassing moments. I was once in high school. I was. You know how they give you awards at the end of whatever your senior class or whatever.
Okay.
I was voted the most clumsy.
You're voted the most clumsy.
So you can tell that I had a lot of embarrassing moments in high school.
Wow.
So I'd probably do my journal. Funny fact about my journal, I'm sure everybody had a journal or something when they were a kid. I was like 5 years old, 6 years old, and I had this like little diary or journal or whatever you want to call it. And I was foolish enough to keep that in my parents' drawer.
Okay.
I don't know why I did that.
For safekeeping?
I guess for safekeeping, because I thought my sister would go through it, but I didn't realize, hey, like, this is also probably not the safest thing to do. I have no idea what I wrote in there, but I do remember that fun fact.
Did your parents ever just open it like, what? You did what today?
No idea. yeah, what could I have done? Oh, you ate a fruit roll-up? You ate 2 fruit roll-ups?
2? Okay. Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
And so did you ever share, like, so do you still have it? Do you still have those old writing pieces?
No
now?
idea.
Oh,
I wish
wow.
I did.
Because my wife, she has like an online blog. I guess blog is the future of the journals or something. So we still, randomly go through it and read something she wrote 10 years ago, 5 years ago or something. So I find it funny and interesting. But yeah, I don't know if I would ever share any of my journal things with her because she seemed like, what do you, ew, what are you, why are you drawing all these weird things on the side? And I had a weird thing of just scribbling and, squiggling and stuff. So
I guess my journal now would just be Twitter. I mean,
really?
Yeah, if you tweet, it becomes like your kind of lifelong diary of whenever you've tweeted in the past, and so
True.
It's like our own little technological bubble.
It's the journal of the cloud, the cloud journal.
The cloud journal.
The cloud journal.
Yeah, there
okay,
you go.
cool. We gotta like make a little caption for that cloud journal. Wow, Twitter. Are you active on Twitter quite often? Like how often are you usually posting?
I was very active in the past.
Yeah.
And then I stopped for a couple of years, and I got back into it maybe a year or two ago. It's very interesting during political kind of cycles.
Yes.
And so I think that's what probably lured me back in.
Yeah.
But it's a wild environment out there.
Tell me about it. I think we talked about it off the air. The first week I started on NTV, I didn't even start Late Night Vibes. It was just like they put us in the election coverage room, and me, Rahul Ramzali was there saying, the whole staff, all hands on deck, like covering everything, and we're covering them, featuring some tweets, and I'm like, what are we're reading tweets of Donald Trump? What's happening here? But I realized, okay, this is the game. This is the world, the way the world is now.
Yeah.
Tweets are legitimately used as someone's actual statement. So I'm like, all right, that's just. I just thought it was funny. I can't even believe it. We're in this world right now with this style. But let's see. I got one more question. We'll take a little break as well. And as you mentioned, your passion, right? So what would you say is your passion, and how do you partake in it in this time? Because you said basketball there was a time in high school, and eventually college, and so you are where you are today in life, married man and everything. So what is your passion today, and how do you partake in it?
Yeah, that's interesting because what COVID kind of whole situation taught me is that there was I spent a lot of time watching sports, and that was my true passion. And so when everything shut down in March to like whatever, July.
Yep.
I feel like I gained 4 hours of my day back every single day.
Oh, okay.
And so it was just 4 hours that God gave me back that I had no idea what to do with. And I had never in my life dealt with those 4 hours because since I could remember, since I was maybe 6 years old, I was 7 years old, I was watching Rockets games. And that's how we would spend our nights with my dad or whoever it was with me. And my wife had to, she dealt with it. And so she got involved as much as she could, but it was just a thing that happened. But now I guess I've kind of refocused to reading books. I take my dog, we got a dog, so I take her out for longer walks.
Nice.
I get to spend more time with my wife, just kind of watching TV shows. My ultimate passion obviously came back in July, August, whenever sports started already. But at least it taught me like a little balance of what would happen if sports just vanished from the world.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I agree. It's something that you have some more time to actually reflect, and I get you. I feel you on that. Okay. Cool. With that, we're going to take a very, very short break. We'll be back with more Sunil Jamal here on the very, 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 very special episode 8 of Late Night Vibes here on NTV Houston with your host, Sunil Jamal. Sit tight. We'll be back.
During the Cadillac Season's Best Sales event, Ron Carter Cadillac, Houston's only Cadillac to-your-door dealer, delivers 0% APR for 72 months, plus $3,000 bonus cash on both the first-ever 2020 CT4 Luxury Collection for only $449 a month, and the first-ever 2020 CT5 Luxury Collection for just $499 a month, both with only $1 down. Gulf Freeway, just 2 minutes south of the Beltway.
Shop smarter when you shop Ron Carter. Ron Carter Cadillac.com.
59 और वेस्ट बेलफोर्ड पर है नुक्कड़ ढाबा, जहां के मशहूर जमाना बॉम्बे तंदूरी चिकन, पहाड़ी बोटी, चिकन चटपटा और बटर चिकन तो आप जानते ही होंगे। अगर आप बॉम्बे चाइनीज खाना पसंद करते हैं तो जरूर उनके चिकन लॉलीपॉप और चिकन चिली ट्राई करिएगा। और एनटीवी ह्यूस्टन का नाम लेने पर स्पेशल है $1.99 में कॉन्सू, सुबह 8 से लेकर रात के 2 बजे तक नुक्कड़ ढाबा आपकी खिदमत के लिए खुला होता है। फॉर टेक आउट एंड अदर इंक्वायरीज कॉल 281-575-1178 at the corner of West Belfort and 59. Nukkad Dhaba.
During the season's best sales event, Ron Carter Cadillac delivers 0% APR for 72 months plus $2,500 bonus cash on all 2020 XT4, XT5, and XT6. Or drive 2020 XT4 Luxury Collection only $299 a month. 2020 XT5 Premium Luxury Collection just $369 a month. And first ever 2020 XT6 Premium Luxury Collection just $399 a month. All for 39-month lease with just $1 down.
RunCarterCadillac.com.
When it comes to protecting yourself and your partners, all the information out there can be overwhelming. Visit our website. We are a free and confidential service striving to help you stay informed and stay notified. We are committed to a healthy Houston.
Welcome back to Late Night Vibes with Anil Sohani here on NTV Houston. This is segment 3 of episode 8, which very easily means it's a very special guest in the studios. UT alumni, JD Law, and everything in between. Mr. Sunil Jamal, aka the Associate Counsel for the Houston Texans. Welcome back, brother.
Yeah, thank you.
Awesome. So, we talked about a bunch of serious questions and played some Would You Rathers. I got another Would You Rather I forgot to ask you right before we took that break. And before I even go into that, you're probably wondering, we did a whole segment. I didn't address the elephant in the room. It's not really an elephant. It is a tree and a bunch of decorations. That's right. It's been a couple of days since Christmas has passed already. But we're still in the seasonal mode, and 'tis the season, and right here. So this guy's just chilling, and
This is my buddy right here.
Yeah, you made a friend.
I made a friend right here.
Look at that. I didn't even know he was hiding there. So how's it going? So you got a Santa over there? I got a Santa over here too.
Yeah, we got 2 Santas.
Look at that. This is wonderful.
But kids, there are only one Santa.
There's only one Santa. Only one Santa. That's right. He can teleport so quickly that you can't even tell, where he's really standing. He's really fast and really sees you when you're sleeping and knows when you're awake. So it's okay. Christmas is already passed, but we're enjoying it. Hopefully you're liking it, because I got a little buddy right here too. He's my security guard. We have to pay extra because it's travel from the North Pole. I'm telling you right now, tickets are not cheap. You think they're cheap during COVID, but the ticket to get him here from the North Pole is ridiculous.
Yeah.
I didn't even know it. I mean, I had to pay, I don't know. He had a lot of change, like layovers and stuff. Anyways, The point is, welcome back, and thanks again for staying this long and not thinking this is some sort of crazy situation that you're held hostage with or something, because I know you got a crazier schedule with the holidays and
No, for
Texans.
sure. I'm happy to be here.
For sure. So that would you rather question. Let's see. Would you rather be or would you rather there be a ding whenever you wink at someone, like ding, or would you rather there be gunshots whenever you do the pew pew in life?
Ooh.
Anywhere you go in the world, anywhere, public setting, private setting, every time you're anywhere at all, you just like pew pew, or like a ding.
I like the gunshots.
You like the gunshot ones? Okay.
Yeah, I think that's a cool thing, because then I could just keep going.
It's a Texas
I like
thing.
that.
It's a
I like
Texas
that.
thing, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
The wink would be. I wink a lot, so it would get really annoying. It'd be like that. Whenever you're in an airplane and the seatbelt kind of thing comes on and it's like ding, ding.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, come on, just let me sleep.
Yeah. So you wink a lot. So if you were to have done that one, I knew you'd be in the building if I heard a bunch of wink noises.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, cool, wonderful. All right. That's actually, I like that. That's pretty cool. I'll probably do this. Luckily, being on television, I can, we can do this all the time. We can look into the cameras, like look at the camera right there, and just do the, or like the winking, and it will, whatever it is. We'll add the extra effects.
There you go.
Editors, y'all are the best. Okay, cool. So, right before we took the break, we talked about your passion, right?
Yeah.
And so now, another thing that came up is sports was your passion for a while, you mentioned, right? So, how is that still a part of your life, aside from working for an NFL franchise, as an associate counsel? Aside from that, how is sports still maintaining a component of your life? Because I know we usually, whenever the NBA or something starts, I got cousins. Shout out to my cousin Johnny Madwani. He messaged me this week, "Hey, NBA Mubarak." I'm like, what are you talking about, NBA Mubarak? Like, the season started,
go,
right?
yeah.
So I wonder, how are you, having sports still a part of your life during this, time?
Yeah. I've been playing a lot of fantasy sports.
Okay.
Yeah. Fantasy football. Shout out to the Imperial League. And so fantasy football, fantasy basketball, but mainly it's more about like, it's not actually the sports, it's kind of the competitive nature of the sports,
Yes.
the drive, kind of the stories that the players have. They're all different. They all come from different backgrounds. They all have overachieved anything that they could have possibly imagined.
True.
And it kind of just serves an example that if you just keep working hard, keep being ambitious, have a vision, have that competitive drive, it kind of leads you in life. And that's part of the reason why, I watch sports. I love college sports for that reason as well. It's because you see these young athletes, these student athletes who aren't doing it for money. They're doing it for a reason, which is to, whether it's provide for their family, whether it's to maximize their future potential and what they think they can bring to the table to whichever franchise or whatever team or city. And so all of that is a lot of fun for me. Now being on this side, it's just kind of exponentially accelerates all of that.
Really?
So it's just been a fun ride.
Yeah, that's amazing. So when you played fantasy, Houston Texans are going to be the Houston Texans, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of seasons have been really hard to swallow because we usually have quarterback issues or coach or whatever. So I wonder, do you feel like you're cheating on your team when you pick someone else for your fantasy sports lineup? That's not, obviously, it's fantasy, right? So it's just fantasy. You can't take offense.
Yeah.
Because I grew up watching the League a lot, the TV show The League, do you recall?
Yeah.
And
Love that show.
Yeah, so it's a group of best friends growing up who play a lot of fantasy football. Who eventually got into it more seriously, and they'll take it to a whole nother level. Go to Vegas to do like the draft parties or things like that. So, do you feel like your friends take it to that extreme just yet, or
We take it to that extreme.
do you really?
So that Imperial League that I was talking to you about, this is the championship week. Unfortunately, I am not in the championship bowl. I am in the Sacco Bowl. You remember the Sacco Bowl from the league?
The losers.
Yeah. So this year was a tough year for me. And we don't play for money, but it's more for we're very competitive with our pride, and we make the Sacco do a punishment. It's a lot of fun. I've been kind of nervous this whole week. So fingers crossed, right? Fingers crossed.
So the winner of the Sacco has to go through a punishment.
The loser of the Sacco.
The loser has to go through a punishment.
Yeah.
All right. So what was the previous year's punishment? If you would.
Have you ever watched Game of Thrones?
I have.
So do you remember the scene where Cersei goes down the aisle and everybody's ringing shame?
Naked.
Yes, and everybody's doing shame with the ring. We didn't do it naked, but we took our Sacco at the time to the Galleria Mall, and he had to walk down the mall, all 3 floors, and he had to hold up a sign that said, "I lost in fantasy football," and we all had little bells that said shame, shame. And so it was very funny. Everybody was watching. Last year we had, and this year's punishment is the same, but we have to go to Buffalo Wild Wings on one of the playoff weekends, wearing like an eggplant costume or a fairy costume, and kind of sit down for 3 hours and eat lunch with everybody watching.
A fairy costume.
That's right.
Or an eggplant costume. Yeah. Wow, that's next level right there.
Yeah.
I have not heard anyone personally go to that extreme, but I'm glad someone's doing it because that's a spirit of camaraderie and sportsmanship. That's good sportsmanship for them to actually go through it.
Yeah.
So what happens if you don't do it? Like, what is there any kind of you get kicked out of the league?
Yeah, you get kicked out of the league.
Okay, that's
yeah. But that doesn't happen. Everybody goes through it. Everybody's a good sport about it. And if I lose, I'll have to do it. And
have you lost yet?
I've never lost. I've never been in the Sacco Bowl before.
Oh,
so
man.
It's all a first for me. This whole 2020 has just been like, I just want to like reset, like go fast forward, let's just move on. It'll be interesting.
Yeah, to say the least. You got to send pictures or video. God forbid you lose. I'm just saying, it'll be kind of funny.
I'll send you a picture. You can post it. You can give an update. Later episode.
I think we're gonna. This is gonna be something very, very funny. Let's see. I got another Would You Rather comment. Would you rather We talked about you know what? Yeah, we talked about. Would you rather? And this is the one where it starts off with a little something. You're in a crowded room. All right. You're in a crowded room. Would you rather fart loudly or pass gas loudly, and everyone laughs at you, or be the only one laughing obnoxiously when someone else farts? So someone else passes gas, and you're the only one laughing, or you're the one that ends up being laughed at.
Is it a crowded room of people I know or nobody I know?
I don't know. It's just anybody. It could be a mix. It's a blend. People, new folks, old folks, doesn't matter.
I would be the one that's obnoxiously laughing when someone else is farting.
Yeah.
Only because I just think it would be hilarious to be that person, and I would probably be that person. So.
Right. Wow. Okay. That's actually funny. Let's see. You out of the 5 major components of life, you brought up the word growth, right? So I'm curious, what does growth mean to you, and how does it remain a component of your existence, or so?
Yeah. Growth for me at this point in my life is figuring out how to be a better son, better husband. I've kind of achieved everything kind of educationally and professionally that I kind of wanted to do over those years, but now it's more figuring out the rest of the stuff is how do I become a better family member? How do I become a better friend? Balancing that out with all the other stuff that I have been working on. And so I never think that anyone is ever done with growing. And when I'm 70, I'm hoping I'm still learning from what I've done in the past. A lot of it is just learning from mistakes, and I'll be making mistakes. It's not like anybody ever stops making mistakes. And so it's just a lot of grow. And COVID has been great to kind of learn about yourself, and just like we talked about, kind of self-reflect, and show others what you care about and what your priorities are. So that's been good.
That's what's up, man. So yeah, with this growth thing, you're absolutely right. There's always room for growth is a statement, right? Mm-hmm. Everyone constantly reverts to whenever they're learning something. You do learn more from your mistakes than your accomplishments. It's very true. I don't know how well you remember your wedding weekend, how if it was intense, or if it was chill, like what was it like? But I'll tell you right now, our wedding weekend was insane because it was. Keep in mind, I started the show here, and after the first week, I was like, you know what? I'm going to get married. Let's just kind of scratch that one off the list as well. Because I'm in Houston, she's in Houston. What do we got to lose? Yeah. So in the past month, it's just been nothing but planning and we want to actually, we're jokingly just talking about it. We want to actually create with all the mistakes that we made throughout the way. Like we want to make a whole book of things to do and not to do as well, and what to plan for. Like a SWOT analysis, right? Strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Yeah. Just know there's a lot of opportunities and a lot of threats as well. And even title the book OMW, Oh My Wedding. No, 1 month wedding. Because it just happened in 1 month. And I'm telling you right now, all the night of, when we're done with all the festivities, I'm going to bed and people are like, oh, it's the night you get married. You sleep happily ever after. And the whole night we're just talking. I'm like, man, we could have been so efficient here. We could have done this. Yeah. And you're absolutely right. There's always room for growth, and you learn more from your mistakes and your accomplishments. Yeah. So yeah, I concur.
Well, hopefully you don't have a second wedding. You have to learn from that, so you just kind of have that one.
We're thinking about doing something when COVID clears up for the ones, family members, friends who couldn't make it. Her whole family was in Canada, so they're watching via Facebook Live, and all my obnoxious cousins had control of the Facebook Live. Yeah. So I hope and pray, I haven't watched the videos yet, that didn't accidentally take it with them to the restroom or something terrible or something where half of Canada is viewing, something horrible on their wedding night. Yeah. But we'll save that for the other celebrations. So
there you go.
That's what's up. I got another would you rather for you. Would you rather always smile at the end of a sentence, no matter what it is, okay? Okay, option A. Yeah. Always smile at the end of whatever sentence you say, okay? Or always burp right before every sentence. So either you smile at every sentence, no matter what the sentence is.
I don't know where you pull these from.
Or you just burp. You're like, burp, and then you say the sentence.
I know what I'm getting myself into, but I would rather smile, because I just think burping would just be annoying to not just me, but everyone around. And I talk so fast and I talk so much, burping would just put too many delays in it. But if I'm just smiling, even if you tell me hey, someone died. At least I'm.
No, you gotta tell someone. You gotta tell someone died. Like, hey man, your dad died.
And I'm smiling.
Like,
yeah, that would be tough. But I think that's the one I would choose.
that's like, I don't know, man. I feel like I would probably burp before, mainly because think about it. You gotta tell somebody. See, I'm not in a position of power to tell someone something, pivotal happened in their life, right? I'm not a doctor. Like, hey, sorry, we tried to save him, but he died.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my God, what, you just killed my father, I tried everything I could. The judge didn't like what we had to say. You're going to jail. It's like, oh my God, what kind of lawyer are you? You're sick, So that's why I'll probably, if I burp, then I'll tell him ahead of time, hey, I got this digestive issue. My gastroenterologist, whatever gastro guy told me I gotta, I have to burp. So don't take offense, and that will be okay.
Yeah, that's a good excuse. I guess you can't really excuse the smiling aside from you're just a serial killer or something.
Right? Yeah. Think about it. The worst sentence ever. You got COVID. It's like, oh no, what are you smiling for? Is it a joke? It's not a joke. It's not a joke. You are gonna die. It's like, oh my God. And so, yeah. All right. That's cool. All right, I got a normal, back to normal, silly to normal kind of question.
Yeah.
And it's the last serious question, I swear. I've yet to have a guest so far that's come in. Remember, you're episode 8, so 7, 6, however many guests prior. Every single person has given me the breakdown of what's their components of life. Mm-hmm. And not one of them has actually mentioned a city, let alone Houston, as their component. So tell me about that. How has Houston been that large of a component that you would list it on your top 5 elements of your life?
Yeah. Look, I was born and raised here. My family grew up, my family came here from Pakistan. We've had multiple generations grow up here now. My roots are here. Everything about this city, though, it's diverse, it's welcoming. Everything we talked about Texas. My only recollection of Texas is Houston and Austin, and both of them are so different but so similar as well. They're both diverse. They're welcoming. They have great food. They have great people. It's cheap relative to everywhere else in the world. But it's as simple as you can go into a restaurant and you can just be wearing shorts and nobody's gonna say nothing. Right. And it's just like you can just come on in. Like we welcome you how you are. And that's a big part of kind of my upbringing and kind of my life is we welcome you however you are. Obviously, there are still strides to make that happen fully, but and we're not perfect, but it's a great city to be in. It's funny. My wife always complains about how there's no zoning in Houston.
Yeah.
So there'll be like this shack, and then right next door it'll be like this like nice 2-3 story mansion. But I love that. It's like it's like the juxtaposition of like, hey, we have everybody here, and nobody's like afraid of anybody, and we can have everybody live together and kind of be peaceful. And it's a good city to be in.
I think that's only true until you have kids. Reason why I say that, I don't have any kids that I know of, just to clarify. When I say that, my wife, she hates it. But the point is, I'm telling you right now, it's only fun until you have kids, because I've got friends who've got children that they have to explain something too early to the kids because of what they see in Houston. For example, major example, when you're on the way to the Galleria, Houston, the Houston Galleria, right when you're exiting, there's a hot pink, big old, restaurant-shaped building in the parking lot before the Dillards and the Galleria, and this is in big letters, Zone de, and it's some sort of erotic adult store or something terribly.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
When you're exiting for a Galleria, you're gonna see it. There's a hot pink
I know exactly
building.
what you're talking about.
And then like mom and dad, what's Zone de erotica? And it's like the conversation you don't want to have until she's like 18. You gotta have it when she's 6. Forget about it. That's crazy. Sorry, my inner Italian from the previous family, previous life came out and said forget about it. But
no, it's you want to know something funny about that pink store that you're talking about? They're actually, I think, what I've heard from a valued source, hashtag Houston Eats, he told me that they're actually, I think they're closing that down, and I can be completely wrong about this, but they're making a velvet taco there.
All right, hey, I can always clap some more tacos no matter what.
Exactly. Also, another reason why Houston's so cool.
Yeah, tacos. Hey, tacos is where it's at, man. So Yeah, that's awesome. I'm very happy to hear that. Then it's like, all right, I'd rather my kids be fat and know life at the right time that they need to know it, rather than to know things too early and it ruins their whole overall existence, right? Yeah. So thank you, Zone Erotic. But let's see, we got one last Would You Rather, because I know you gotta go take care of some holiday stuff and get ready for the New Year's. But would you rather? And it's too late for me to even ask you this, by the way, because you're married. But either way, let's just imagine you're not married. Let's just imagine I'm not married. All right. Would you rather date a girl who won't stop talking, or date a girl who won't stop texting? He's like, I already married one with us both.
Did I marry both? I think.
Yeah, my wife's told me the same thing. She's like, well, I married you.
Yeah, that's what I was like. I guess I married. No, I would pick the one. I would pick the. I would date someone who can't stop talking. Yeah. I would rather her be talking to me than texting on the phone.
All right. There you go. Yeah. That's what's up, man. Okay, I agree, because when you take the texting part and you don't know who she's texting, like, I'm right here, I'm talking to you, honey. Like, what's going on? So I agree. I think I concur. But same thing, you're absolutely right. Before I even asked you that, that's the same thing my wife said to me. She's like, I think I married you. I think I married both. So it doesn't make sense that you're asking someone if, to choose. I didn't know I can choose. If I knew I can choose, I would have thought about it. And I'm like, all right, this is starting to
getting way too serious.
This is backfiring on me right now. First week into the marriage. But okay, and I want to thank you again for coming through and let me chop it up with you and pick your brain. And again, everything you said, I wholeheartedly agree, because of the fact that one thing that's kind of similar between you and I, and similar between almost every person I've ever met so far, is like looking in the mirror. I'm not gonna see like a physical resemblance, but I see a lot of myself in you, because all your answers that kind of shed light upon your personality and everything. And I gotta say, I'm very fortunate to know you, and I want to wish you a happy holidays. And again, thank you so much for coming down and doing this for with us here on Late Night Vibes, brother. I truly appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Happy holidays to you guys and the entire team. This was a pleasure, and I'm happy to be a part of it.
Any shout outs you want to give, because you got your own special camera?
Oh, I got my own special camera. I don't have any shout outs, unfortunately, but the one thing I can say is that you are more fortunate than a lot of people, and make sure you give back during the holidays in whatever way, capacity that you want to, and every little bit counts to anybody. So make sure you do that. To whatever organization or person.
That's what's up. Thank you so much, Sunil. Truly appreciate you. And thank y'all so much for watching us here on Late Night Vibes with Anil Sohani on NTV Houston. Happy holidays, and we'll see you next week. Much love.